So let's get going. Okay, so this morning most of you know Sarah. So Sarah is with us this morning. So Sarah is currently working with Glow Skin and Beauty in Skerries, and she's got many years in the beauty industry. So she's going to take us through some lots of interesting tips on not just how to look after our skin and beauty in these times, but just going forward, even when we're out of all this restriction zone and all that. So I'm going to pass you over to Sarah and let Sarah take it from here, and she's going to tell us a little bit about herself first before we start getting into some of the nitty-gritty of the skin and beauty industry. Okay, Sarah, I'll leave it over to you.
Brilliant, thanks Edel. So yes, my name is Sarah, and I have about 15 years in the beauty industry. I currently work in Glow Skin and Beauty in Skerries. I've managed the salon for about 6.5 years. After having my son, I sort of took a little bit of a step back, so I'm just working part-time at the minute there. With my job, I've been able to do a lot of traveling. So I've worked in clinics in Australia, New Zealand and London. But there's no place like home, so I do definitely find Irish women just love their glam. So yeah, the beauty industry is thriving over here. Obviously we've hit some hard times at the minute, and it's the safest thing for us not to be actively working, but I think we will be able to get back to it once it's safe to do so. So I do all aspects of beauty, but I sort of particularly like to specialize in skin. I've done some advanced treatment work like chemical peels, a lot of mesiotherapy, and also microneedling. So yeah, I particularly love skin, and that's sort of where my passion is, but I do all aspects of beauty. So yeah, that's a bit of background about me. So yeah, I'm just happy to sort of be a distraction for everybody, because I know at this time, like, it sometimes feels a little bit superficial talking about beauty treatments or things like that, but I think if there's something that we can do that makes ourselves even feel 10% better at the minute, then do it. I kind of love doing little things for myself. It's a little bit of a distraction as to what's going on in the world, so if I can be of help to anybody, yeah, fire away with your questions, Edel.
Right, okay. So what we're going to do here this morning, guys, so I've got some questions here that we've had sent in to us. So I'm going to put those to Sarah first, and then later on, if you have any questions yourselves that you want to ask, just type it into the bar, and we'll answer those questions. So rather than putting everybody, other than unmuting everybody, we'll be talking over each other. So we're okay with that, yeah? Okay, Sarah, so one of the first questions we had, so a question that came into me yesterday was, so now that a lot of people are actually facing unemployment or maybe just on social welfare payments at the moment and would have been spending maybe quite a bit on products, the question would be, how would you best spend your money now that we need to curb our spending? So if we were to pick certain items which would be essential for our skincare regime, what would you suggest?
Yeah, so it's a very, very good question, and it's a question that we're going to be up against a lot once we get back to work. I've sort of always worked like that, because I feel like you have to be able to meet your client where they're at and adapt to their budget and their needs. But I suppose really, like, when it comes to skincare, where I would be spending my money, it would be definitely number one, no doubt about it, SPF. I wouldn't be scrimping on SPF. It's really important to wear your factor, obviously, all year round, and we're going to get into that a little bit later as well. But yeah, definitely the essential is number one is a good SPF. And then the second product that I wouldn't scrimp on, and that is you're going to get real results from, would be serums. So serums are highly concentrated and they have very low molecular content, which means that they can absorb into the skin quite well. So I just find serums you're going to see results with. So that's definitely a product I would never live without, and I find that anybody who has any skin concerns will always get results from a good serum. Yeah, probably the third one then would be a decent eye cream. Your eye is 25% thinner than the rest of your face, so we have to be super careful with that area, and it's a real telltale as well. So eye creams for me are really, really important, and it would be definitely something I think is an essential. This is all, I suppose, as well subject to consultation. So, you know, again, if a client presented to me with a skin condition like oily acne or like rosacea, or, you know, if they had like a problem that was going on, then I would tailor that to what they need. So cleansers are really important as well, like especially if somebody is oily acne. So I might say to them, look, if you're only going to be able to, you know, get 1 or 2 products, I would say sub out the eye cream and get the cleanser, because cleansing is obviously a very important step, but it's even more important for people who have problematic skin. But just, yeah, so consultation is key, but just in a general format where I would be, even myself, spending my money, would be always SPF all year round, really good SPF, a really good serum and an eye cream. So yeah, they would be the essentials.
Great, thank you. And just with regards to the eye cream, Sarah, like at what age should you start using eye cream? Like, is there sort of a point where you just wait until the skin is starting to age, or obviously get it prematurely? So
Yeah, so like my motto like really is prevention, you know, is key. I'd always generally say start in your 20s, and you know, as I said, the skin around the eye area is a lot thinner than the rest of your face. So bringing moisturizers, heavy moisturizers up into the eye area can cause puffiness. So, you know, it can cause damage to your skin. So you're always best to bring your moisturizer up to about your cheekbone. So yeah, really from the age of 20. And a really good starter eye cream would be a vitamin C eye cream, because vitamin C is an antioxidant. It's really brightening and hydrating. And I find, you know, it's great for clients in their early 20s. And then when they move into their 30s, we'd always recommend that they start sort of upping their ingredients and going for something a little bit more anti-aging. And, you know, okay, they might not see in their 20s that their eye area is bad, but it's just the prevention, and then down the line, you know, their eye area can just look an awful lot better if they start using it from early 20s. So I would say early 20s, start off with a vitamin C eye cream, and then 30s move into anti-aging.
okay, perfect. That's great. Well, that's answered that question for us. The other question I have here, somebody else asked, what's your opinion on natural products?
Yeah, so natural products, you know, I have more experience with cosmeceutical products. They generally seem to be in salons and clinics more so because they are sort of more results driven. Now they're laboratory made, and some of them have got natural products like beeswax and stuff like that as well in them. So but yeah, I would have more experience with a cosmeceutical range, because a lot of clients that are coming to me want results and they want to see a significant difference in their skin. And there's definitely a market for natural products. We also do retail natural products. We have certified organic products. I would reach for an organic product when a client is maybe after presenting to me with, you know, maybe had a reaction, or their skin has just become sensitized. I'd be using a natural product to calm their skin. I wouldn't be using a cosmeceutical product at that stage, because they're just too active on their skin. Another really, you know, great thing with natural products is, you know, I would have clients that are undergoing chemotherapy, so I would get them to stay away from cosmeceuticals and actives, just because when they're going through their treatments, their skin, you know, can be very sensitive. And when clients are pregnant, I would opt for some natural products as well, just because of research and stuff like that, just to be on the safe side. Also, if they're breastfeeding or trying for a baby. So there's a place for both. I like both and I use both. But there's so much buzzwords around natural, organic, certified organic and cosmeceutical. So I think just you know, always read the back of your, you know, your products. If you're using a product that, you know, if it's a vitamin C product, make sure that it's in the first 3 ingredients on the back of the bottle. If it's 5th ingredient or 6th ingredient on the list, it means there's very little of that in it. But yeah, natural, that's sort of my opinion on it. I love natural products as well, but I do find that cosmeceutical, science-based, laboratory-made products get results, and that's what a lot of our clients want, you know.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thanks for that, Sarah. Okay, the other one I want to ask you there is with regards to men and their skin. So I know men generally nowadays are actually paying more attention to their skin than they would have done many, many years ago. But I mean, some men have this idea, or indeed even women have, that, you know, a product for a man, I mean, no, even my own husband, sometimes he would say, oh, I can't use that, that's for women. So obviously we've the same skin. So the same product for a man or a woman is the same, or is it? Or
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's funny. I have these conversations with my clients in work, you know, and it's, yeah, look, we all have the same skin, you know, we're all created equal, and what goes for women goes for men. So, but sometimes we have to sort of just downplay certain things to get them to use this. But I think that that's all, you know, it's stigma, and it's starting to go. I look after a lot of men in the salon, and for, you know, loads of different types of treatments. And my own husband, he'd probably kill me for saying this, but I get him to use products, and he, you know, especially SPF. I mean, he will, like, he works outdoors, so it's a must. So he's really, really into that, which is great. But yeah, no, it's very, very important that men look after their skin. They have to protect their skin just like women. And it's not really, you know, we're sort of not going down the road, but it's really all about skin health, and just making the best out of your skin, protecting it. And, you know, all skins are created equal, so men and women should really be doing the same thing, really, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought, but it's good to hear it from the expert. Okay, so another question with regards to, just going back to the whole SPF. So we all understand about SPF. So we have various, you know, 30s, 50, whatever. You have broad spectrum. So talk us through that a little bit more. So we all understand, obviously, the higher the SPF, so 50, obviously greater than 30 means you can stay out in the sun for longer with more protection. But with regards to why should we not all be wearing the highest every day, like say a factor of 50, rather than having the option of 30s and 15s and things like that?
Yeah, it's a good question. And really, why you know, the 15 and the 30 and the 50 is there. It's, I won't say marketing, but it's just a personal choice for every individual. For Celtic skins, I will say, so Irish skin tones, we shouldn't be using anything less than 30 all year round. You know, with factor 30, we get 97% protection from UVA and UVB. With factor 50, we get 98% protection from UVA and UVB. So there's not a huge difference, even though there's a significant number difference on the bottle. Why is it there, and why should we choose it? So basically, like, I would always recommend minimum 30 to all my clients. SPF 50 I would generally go for clients who have drier skin, or maybe, you know, they're a little bit older, purely because of texture. The 50 is a thicker consistency, and they might like, it's a personal choice, they might like a thicker cream on their face. But insofar as protection, there's not a huge amount of difference in 30 and 50. You know, obviously we all know now that we have to wear, you know, we've known this for a long time, that we have to wear SPF all year round. It's so important, especially in winter. Like, you know, I would see a lot of clients who come into me, and they might be in their they might be in their 40s or their 50s, and they have a lot of broken capillaries around their cheeks. You know, and a lot of that is due to maybe not wearing, going out for a run or a walk and not wearing SPF. The wind has such a bad effect on our skin. So wearing SPF all year round protects from the wind, you know, not just the sun. They say that 80% of UV rays can actually penetrate through clouds. So, you know, we don't always have to have the sun right there, you know, to think factor. Another thing as well with SPFs, another thing to sort of look out for, and it's sort of new technology coming through in the last year, is they've been putting blue light technology into their SPFs. I use an Image skincare branded one that we retail in the salon, and they have blue light technology. Obviously, you know, from our phones, it can cause pigmentation on the skin. It sounds mad, I know, but you know, obviously we're always in, you know, have our head in the laptops or the phones, or just constantly surrounded by light, so it has an adverse reaction on your skin. So that's another good reason, or another good thing to look for when you're buying an SPF. So yeah, like I was looking up actually last night, because you know, it is good to sort of know, but skin cancer is so prevalent in Ireland, and so if that's not enough to obviously wear your SPF all year round, you know, and then obviously you have the anti-aging benefits of wearing an SPF as well. But it's so important. But just to answer your question, no, there's not a huge difference between 30 and 50, but you know, some people just like to know that they're wearing a 50, and some people, you know, will only wear a 30. If someone is oily skinned, I will always give them a lower, you know, a 30, because the consistency is a lot lighter and they like the feel, and they're more, you know, they tend to use it more. Another thing with SPF, it's so important to reapply. You know, you're only actually protected for up to 2 hours. So if you're in the sun constantly, you know, you need to obviously be reapplying.
All right. And just going back to that with regards to, I mean, they do say sun is the most aging on the skin of anything. So, you know, that's another factor, obviously. Just if you want to stop, we all age anyway, but I mean, it can dry out the skin and age a lot quicker than other products, I guess. Sorry, it's just thinking there, with regards to just skin, I mean, we're talking about the skin on the face, but with regards to the skin all over the body, we should probably moisturize that daily, unless we have very oily skin all around. You know, showering and all the rest, we're stripping our body of its natural oils every day. So with regards to that, Sarah, daily moisturizer on the skin all around. Have we lost Sarah? We were losing her there for a moment.
Yeah, so no, you're okay. Yeah, so can you hear me?
Yeah, got you, Sarah. Yeah, go.
Can you hear me? Yeah, so sorry. Yeah, I know it's not really just about your face, obviously, and yeah, we have to obviously moisturize our you know, our whole body, and you know, wear SPF wherever you are. You know, if you've got short sleeves on, obviously wear your SPF as well. You know, apply it everywhere just to protect your skin. We do, you know, as we age, you lose elasticity, collagen, everything. So it is very important. Obviously, if you can drink loads and loads of water, that is, you know, key. But yeah, moisturizing daily is definitely something that we would always recommend.
Perfect. Okay. Right, we'll just move away from the skin for a moment. I've got lots of other questions here. I see there's some chats coming in on the bar here, guys, but we'll go through the questions I have here, and then we'll answer the questions that we've got typed in. So the next question I have, Sarah, so somebody's got lash extensions in, or had it in before we went into this isolation. They're starting to fall out. What do I do?
Okay, so yeah, generally with lash extensions, obviously when we do lash extensions, we provide a service where we take them off, but obviously we can't do that now. So a little tip, and it's something that I have done myself because I just didn't have the patience to lie down and get one of the girls to take the extensions off for me. So if you get, definitely do not pull them out. That is so bad for your eyelashes. You know, we need to conserve them. So yeah, if you have a few sort of hanging, you know, and they're really annoying, dampen cotton bud, just lukewarm water, just a little bit. And then I love coconut oil. So just any coconut oil, this one's from Lidl. Just sort of, you know, obviously get a little bit of coconut oil onto the cotton bud, and just basically wiggle and massage the area, and you can kind of wiggle out the lash extension. So basically the oil that is in the coconut oil will disintegrate the glue that is obviously holding the lash on. So it can take a little bit of time, you know, so you don't be too aggressive, you know. I mean, if you can get someone to do it for you, if you're, your husband or whoever you're locked down with, you know, you can lie down and just sort of go like that and wiggle out the false lash. But yeah, coconut oil, anything oil based, almond oil or anything like that is great for disintegrating glue and really helping to get the lash off. But just be super careful with your eye area. You don't want to, even though coconut oil is natural, you don't want to get it into your eye. So just be patient and wiggle it out like that.
Great. Okay, so just take your time on it. Great, thanks, Sarah. Okay, another question. A lot of questions actually with regards to eyebrows. So people generally would be used to going to the salon and having their eyebrows tinted or shaped or threaded or whatever. So at the moment, what should we be doing? Should we just leave them alone, a bit like the hair, and let it grow out? Or what's your advice?
Yeah, so again, I think that this is a real personal choice. I would say 100%, like, don't go waxing your eyebrows with these DIY waxing kits. I've seen some people really burn themselves with them. You know, the microwave ones aren't great. I've been waxing for years and I would struggle to even do my own just with the dexterity of that. You know, you need someone sort of standing over you and be able to stretch the skin and wax the eye area, you know, safely. So I wouldn't recommend anybody to wax their eyebrows. As I said, I wouldn't even do it really myself. If you feel like they are sort of, obviously they're going to overgrow, I would just recommend just tweezing the odd stray underneath. Don't go too close to your eyebrow because you don't want to ruin the shape that maybe the beauty therapist has put on them. Even taking one hair can literally just change the symmetrics of an eyebrow. So yeah, I would just maybe just tweeze the middle if they're driving you mad. Again, it's a good opportunity for people who aren't happy with their eyebrows to let them grow out, and then when you get back into the salon, your brow artist will have a field day, you know, and they'll be able to create a really nice look for you then. If you want to sort of, I've been tinting my eyebrows for so long, I've only ever really used professional products, so I wouldn't really know what's available sort of on the market for clients to be tinting their brows at home. So I'm not too sure about that, but what I will say is I haven't tinted my eyebrows in about 8 weeks, but what I do is I just literally in the morning get a medium brown eyeshadow, and I use a brush like this with a spoolie on the end, and I brush them through, lash a bit of like a medium brown basically eyeshadow, and I just fill them in. And you know, they're not like this without filling them in. Obviously you can't beat tinting, but maybe just take the time to practice filling in your eyebrows, and then you'll get even better with it. You know, obviously you've got loads of eyebrow pencils, and the pharmacy down here in Stamullen is great for, they really have a great array of products down there. They've got good eyebrow pencils, or else if you've got eyeshadow palettes that, you know, maybe you don't use the dark brown on your eyes, you know, it's great to use on your eyebrows so you can fill in your brows. So you still have the illusion of a tinted brow, makes your skin, makes your face look fresher. Okay, you're going to have a little bit of hair around, but you know, we're in lockdown, no one really, you know, it's okay to be like that. And yeah, maybe take the time just to let them grow out. But in regards to tinting, I couldn't recommend an actual brand or product because I have only ever used professional brands really that you can only get within the salon. But take the time to practice filling in your eyebrows and getting really good at it, because it is, you know, you can build that habit into your daily routine, and it is, you know, it's good to be kind of good at doing it. But these brushes are great with a spoolie on the end, and then like an angled brush like that, and it's just great for filling them in.
Perfect. That's a good one. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, another question that has come on, it's regards with the shellac, people who would be used to getting shellac on their nails. Now, we've seen on your Instagram post and from other salons as well where they've shown us how to take off the shellac. So now that we're without shellac and we're used to getting them on, the nails are a little bit dry and brittle. So how can we protect the nails and sort of, I suppose, nourish them while we're obviously in this lockdown? What's the best products to use? Home remedies, obviously. Please, Sarah.
Yeah, so home remedies, really, again, coconut oil or almond oil, you know, anything like that is great. It's so nourishing for your skin. I admit at the minute I'm using coconut oil, this one here, to actually cleanse my skin. Coconut oil is a really good pre-cleanser. It's great for disintegrating makeup, great for removing eye makeup. So I am never really without coconut oil, just the stuff that you cook with. It's brilliant. And again, it can act as a moisturizer for the hands. All of our hands are so dry. Great on the nails, just massage it in. So obviously, yeah, shellac can have, you know, it can dry out the nail bed. A little bit, definitely. So it's important to nourish after you take your shellac off. In the salon, if we are shipping these out, it's called a rescue oil. It's a keratin oil, so that's actually from the makers of shellac. They brought this oil out to, you know, help keep people's nails healthy while they're constantly wearing shellac. So that's a really good oil. It's called Rescue RX. It's €7. But the coconut oil is, you know, it's great as well. Once you're getting some form of hydration onto them, and I tend to always just go to coconut oil for anything like that, and everybody generally has it in the house or it's available in the supermarket, so that's a good one. Just with nails as well, you know, it's important to keep your nails rounded at the side. Even if you do like your nails shaped square, round up the edges, because it just protects them from splitting and breaking. And just, you know, kind of just round them up maybe once every 2 weeks, and that'll protect them from breaking. But yeah, coconut oil or a keratin oil is great for hydrating your nails.
Brilliant. Thank you. The other question, just still staying with the nails, Sarah. So when you're saying round up, what's the best thing to do with your nails? Should you use a memory board? Should you use a clippers, nail scissors? So what's the best thing to use on your nails?
Yeah, so like it depends really on the length, you know. So if obviously you've got super long nails, I'd recommend just not a scissors. I've seen people use scissors before. Don't come in from the side. It's important just to kind of clip them from the front, clip them down to near your desired shape or length, because over filing can heat up the nail bed, and over time, if you're someone who is constantly doing their nails, it's not very common, but it can happen. It can cause nerve damage. You know, if that's more sort of for people who are probably getting gels and acrylics, and, you know, a lot of false nails down the line can cause nerve damage. So minimal filing is important. But if you're just a shellac wearer, you know, that's fine. So yeah, I would say just the clippers, just cut them down and sort of face on like that. And then these files I love. They actually, again, they're in the pharmacy down here in Stumble, and they do have really good files. I didn't get this one here, but I have got a file down there before, and this is a medium file. It's a 180 that we use, so it's not too harsh. So yeah, after you clip, just generally round up the sides, because that'll keep them strong and stop them from splitting. Another thing is, don't over buff your nails. Some people just love buffing their nails because they like that high shine. We just recommend that you shouldn't over buff your nails. It's nearly like over exfoliating your skin. It's not good to over buff your nails. So yeah, clip them down and keep your edges rounded. And I tend to keep mine short anyway for my job, but once every 10 days to 2 weeks, that alleviates them getting too long where they will break and split. So yeah, I hope that answers.
That's perfect. Thanks, Sarah. That was a good question a good few people had. The other thing that some people, okay, I had one question with regards to how to get our feet summer ready. So I know we're blessed with the weather, obviously, at the moment. We certainly all have the time here at home. So what should we do? So getting the nails ready, the skin ready, all that. So getting ready for sandals.
Yeah. Yeah, so something that I've always done, even like, you know, just from home myself, just if you've had long days on your feet, I love, you know, just putting my feet into a basin, or, you know, you don't have to have a foot spa. But steeping your feet, you know, has got a lot of health benefits. I like to use a bit of tea tree oil or lavender oil. Tea tree is great, you know, as an antiseptic. So I pop a little bit of tea tree oil into a basin, or you know, bath salt or anything like that. So obviously steep your feet first. Another good home remedy that I've used before, it's just lay your towel, a large towel, down first, and I mix up some almond oil, or like even if you've no almond oil, just use a bit of olive oil and sugar, you know, mix it into a paste and just give your feet a good scrub. Really work it in, work the oils in, get the circulation going. It's great for you, great health benefits for your feet. You know, so that'll give the appearance like a massage or anything like that on your feet, massaging cream in, you know, to points. It brings blood to the area, brings oxygen to the area. So, you know, that goes with feet, hands, face, any products that you're working in. If you've got a little bit more time and you're spending time in your feet, really massage it in, it gets the blood flowing, and they do actually visibly look healthier and more alive and less blue. I find we sort of have, I have bad circulation. I don't know what it is, but like after I do a pedicure, I sort of look at their skin and go, wow, like it just, their feet look more alive or something. So that's the skin. Obviously, if you have a foot file, go for gold, you know, get rid of the hard skin. And then again, the same rules apply with your nails. It's very important though to obviously not create a ingrown toenails. You have to really be careful with your filing your feet nails, and don't have them too short either. You know, if you have a buffer, or if you don't have a buffer, you can use sort of the end of your file and gently, but I don't recommend it on the hands, but gently gently buff the toenail. It sort of can get rid of any sort of dead skin, like the cuticles that are around the nail. And if you do have a cuticle nippers, well and good. I mean, I don't even have one of them at home. I wasn't quick enough to get them from the salon. You know, clip around the cuticle if you can. But if you work in the sugar scrub in and around your cuticles, you're going to lift off dead skin cells. And to me, that's enough to make the feet look more presentable. Then obviously in regards to polishing your toenails, always use a base coat. Apply polish very thinly. And then a top coat. A really good top coat is this one here. It's from the makers of shellac. It's called C&D Vinyl Lux. More other good top coats that I would recommend would be the Sally Hansen ones. I know they sell them down here in the pharmacy. Sally Hansen ones. The C&D ones are more salon only, but I'm sure you can get them online. Don't leave your nail polish on your toes for months on end. I've seen people actually get fungal infections from that. You know, they might put it on and then leave it on for months on end. Just take it off every sort of 2 to 3 weeks, and even overnight, let the toenail breathe. Apply some oil, or apply a little bit of coconut oil. Just let the toenail breathe, because, you know, you wouldn't leave polish on your hands for that long. We probably would if we could get away with it and it, you know, it didn't chip or whatever. But yeah, that's where sort of a little tip with the feet is that, and you know, fungal infections are so hard to get rid of, really, really hard to get rid of. So yeah, sugar scrubs from home, almond oil, coconut oil, a little bit of sugar, give them a good scrub, steep your feet, and then just, you know, apply your polish and away you go.
That sounds great. God, that's something I might do this afternoon, sitting out the back garden. So a little bit of a foot massage for myself. Sounds good, Sarah.
Yeah, or ask your husband.
Yeah, he probably
No, mine would say.
I think you know what they'd all say. Okay, we've got some questions here, Sarah. So let's see. So Aisling, I'm using a retinol cream after a year of retinol. How long for the skin to get used to it generally? Did you hear that one?
You're just breaking.
Yeah,
no, I heard we were breaking up a little bit, but I heard retinol and how long, you know, the client has been using it for a year.
Retinol, retinol cream after a year of retinol. How long for the skin to get used to it generally?
Yeah, so good question. Retinol, which is another name for vitamin A. So vitamin A and retinol, they're they're cut from the same cloth, basically. Excellent product. It's something that I have all my clients on. It is a game changer for your skin. If well, really for all skin types, we would recommend it for oily acne and also for aging skin. It's great as well if you're taking vitamin A supplements as well, along with topical vitamin A or topical retinol. Retinol is stronger than vitamin A, so if this was my client, I would start them on a low level vitamin A before I'd go to retinol, because it is so strong. So yeah, the client has been using it for a year. How long, should the skin, because there's an adverse reaction. A lot of people can get adverse reactions with retinol because it is so strong, especially if they've just gone and used that straight away and they haven't built their skin up. It's best to use a tier system when it comes to vitamin A. Otherwise, if you just start using retinol and you're applying it to your skin, can become very oversensitized. I use retinol, but I've used a tier system, and I can only use retinol 3 nights a week on my own skin because it is so strong. So retinol is a real preventative product. So it's something that, down the line you will see the benefits from it. It's excellent for anti-aging. The science behind retinol or vitamin A topically and both ingesting it, is basically it can make, it tells your cells to act younger. So it's great for regenerating your skin, and it just gives your skin that flawless glow. It's what we refer to as, not needing to use Botox. It's like, that's like air Botox, in the sense that it's topically, it's you can use it and your skin just looks stunning, with long prolonged uses of it. So yeah, I hope that answers. When I couldn't hear the start of the question, does that answer? If that lady wants to get in touch with me about more things about retinol, she can, absolutely.
Okay, all right. So yeah, if you want to come back to Sarah on that, if it's not answered for you, just come back to Sarah on your type into the bar, or come back to her even privately. Another question there is, how connected is the skin health to gut health, Sarah?
Yeah, it's hugely connected. So, obviously, our skin is our largest organ, and it's protecting everything that's going on the inside. If you have any health problems, or if you have something that's going on the inside, it will show on the outside, show on your skin. So probiotics are something that we would always ask, not always, but if a client comes to me and they're highly motivated about their skin and they want results, there are certain supplements that I would always say, use these, because you're just going to see massive benefits, and probiotics is always on the list. It's hugely connected for overall health. They call it your third brain. It's our gut sort of. It's so important to have it healthy, and it'll definitely show on your skin.
Right. Okay. Thank you. You were breaking up. I just started to slow up, but I think we got it all. I have another question here for you. Can you ask Sarah how to prevent yellowing of toenails? I've got them examined. It's not fungal, just a thicker nail because of past trauma. So.
Yeah, so and that's why it's thickening and it's discolored, is because of past trauma. And also our toenails thicken as we get older. Like, nobody's getting any younger, we're all getting older, so they do thicken up. So a good sort of remedy for that would be slightly buffing the toenail and just being rigorous with applying a decent oil. I would definitely say the keratin oil would be great for that, because it would be stronger than the coconut oil, because keratin is more active. So yeah, slightly buffing, getting a nail buffer. You can get them in chemists, or you can use you can use your file, but very gently buff, and it can lift up the discoloration. Also, as well, obviously this client is saying that it's due to trauma, so that sort of it's semi-irreversible as such, but you can combat the look of it by buffing and also just adding some hydration that will give it the appearance of a softer look. But I also find with tan, you know, tan, if you're getting spray tans or putting on tan, it can discolor the nails. So if you want to apply cream or oil to the toenails pre-application, it can stop from discoloring your toenails.
Perfect. Great. Okay. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, another question here. What supplements would Sarah recommend for the skin? I started vitamin C in the advanced nutrition range. And what else would you recommend for 40 plus year old skin? That's not old. 40
No,
plus.
that's not old. Yeah, so supplements are hugely important. Again, you know, I'd love all my, you know, in a perfect world, obviously, if we all got 8 hours sleep, drank our 2 liters of water, and got all of our nutrition, you know, there probably wouldn't be as much of a need for supplements. But if a client comes into me and they're really motivated about their skin and they want to go the extra mile with their skin, the best vitamins that I would recommend to see them show up in your supplements. So vitamin A is number one. It's our anti-aging vitamin. And as I said, if you're applying it topically via your retinol or your vitamin A, and if you're taking it orally, it has the capacity to tell your cells to act younger. So everybody wants that, you know. So vitamin A is so important. I know this client was talking about vitamin C. Vitamin C is so important, obviously, for your overall health, but where it comes into skin is it's a very strong antioxidant. So every day we are up against harsh elements, you know, like obviously, you know, UVA and UVB rays, also pollution. So vitamin C really, you know, it acts to help protect the skin. Also, it's so brightening on the skin, you know, it can give you such a, you know, a visible, bright looking skin. I would always recommend vitamin C for clients who are heavily pigmented, for clients who really want, you know, who have maybe chloasma or just a lot of age spots and dark spots, because vitamin C can help inhibit your melanin production. So it works on your melanocytes, and it helps sort of keep them at bay, because some people genetically are just more predisposed to photo damage and, you know, those dark pigmented spots. So vitamin C is always something that I would ask people, you know, to take. It has great health benefits for the skin. Another one is fish oils. Fish oils are amazing for you know, just keeping your skin, your collagen hydrated. It's like oiling up your car, you know, it runs properly. It's so important to take fish oils. And then probiotics are another one that we would recommend for obviously your gut health. If your gut is healthy, your whole body, your skin, everything is healthy. So sort of not getting too much into brands and stuff like that, but I noticed you mentioned the Advanced Nutrition Program. That is a phenomenal program, and I know Priscilla's beauty clinic here in Stamullen, she retails that. I know clients, we don't retail it, we retail a different brand, but it is a phenomenal brand. And actually, I worked with a girl who used it for years, who had chronic acne, and once she came off it, like, her skin was just so bad. Advanced Nutrition Program is brilliant, really good program. And as I said, Priscilla does retail it. I think she's still sort of actively retailing at the minute and posting stuff out. In the clinic where I work, we use a brand called Hush and Hush. It's such a funny name, I don't know why they call it that, but it's from the makers of Image Skincare. It's an American brand. I use that brand, and I find it excellent for my skin. Other brands that I recommend, if you just want to sort of, you know, obviously you can get these in multivitamin form. You can go into a health food shop and obviously buy them, you know, like that as well. Solgar is a really good brand, and Viridian. So Viridian and Solgar would be sort of the brands that I would be going to for my multivitamins, because there's no nasties in them, there's no bulking agents like talc and stuff like that. So you know, if you're going to invest in supplements, just make sure that the brand is really reputable, because some of them are just not worth it. But yeah, it's really important, you know, if you can supplement your skin, and as I said, vitamin A, C, fish oils and probiotics do work wonders for the skin.
Brilliant. That's lots of information there. If you're not taking all this in, guys, you know, you can get this back on replay again, so don't worry about it. Lots of information. Thanks, Sarah. Another question, what do you think of hyaluronic acid and how do you use it? So we've been hearing an awful lot about I'm probably a little bit late to the party. I'm only kind of with it in the last 5 years or so. I know it's been around a lot longer, but the hyaluronic acid. So if you wouldn't mind giving us a little bit of information on it and how to use it.
Yeah, so hyaluronic acid is something that we make naturally in our own body. So it holds basically so to apply it topically on your skin, it retains our skin's natural moisture and hydration, which is lost through, you know, we lose moisture and hydration so much through, sorry, the next door neighbour's talking, sparking. We lose a lot of moisture in our skin. Daily, you know, so basically to apply hyaluronic acid, it's just going to give your skin that super hydrating look, but the only thing you have to be careful with hyaluronic acid is they're not all created equal in the short, a low molecular weight, because penetration into your skin and absorption is quite hard to achieve that. So, you know, just make sure if you are going down, yeah, hyaluronic is a real buzzword at the minute, but if you are going to use a hyaluronic acid on your skin, just make sure that it has a low molecular weight, so therefore it can actually penetrate the skin instead of sitting on the skin and basically doing nothing. I use hyaluronic acid probably, you know, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. I don't use it every day because I find my supplements and my water are so on point that I don't need to use it every day. So again, a lot of these things are all via consultation, and when we do skin consultations, we're sitting down with clients and we're getting a picture about everything, like, you know, about, you know, we're not obviously asking what they're having, you know, what they're eating, but, you know, we're trying to see, you know, if they have an okay diet, are they using supplements, you know, just seeing where they're at, and then we would implement certain products. But hyaluronic acid is very beneficial to the skin. It's a natural product, and you know, it's really, really hydrating, but just make sure you're getting one that has a low molecular weight so that it can absorb into the skin.
Perfect. Yeah. And so with regards to that, the best thing to do is probably have a conversation to make sure that you are getting the correct one. That's probably the way to go. Okay, so we've another question. In terms of microneedling, how many sessions would be needed to make a difference, and is it? So how many sessions first would you need so you can see a difference, and is it a painful process?
Yeah, so microneedling, there's 2 types of microneedling. So first one is called mesiotherapy. The second one is microneedling. So mesiotherapy only penetrates the epidermis, the dermis, whereas the microneedle penetrates the epidermis. So one only penetrates the top layer, and then microneedling penetrates the second layer of your skin. So microneedling is stronger than mesiotherapy. So basically with microneedling, is it painful? I'm not going to lie, you know, it's sore. I would never ever do microneedling on anybody unless they were completely numb. We're penetrating into the second layer of the skin. So what we do is we apply a numbing cream. The client generally comes in about 30 to 45 minutes before the treatment, and we apply a full layer of basically an anesthetic, and we numb the skin. And then we perform the treatment. It's uncomfortable, but it's not painful, really. I find it's not painful, you know, but obviously that's because you have the numbing cream there. It's just slightly uncomfortable. There's a sort of, it feels sort of like, you know, little tiny microscopic needles are penetrating your skin. We do draw blood as well. So it's a great procedure for people who have been on supplements, who have maybe you know, been on really good home care for a year, and then they want to go to the next level. It wouldn't be the type of treatment that if someone came into me and they said, look, I just want to do a microneedling. It's, you know, there's a level of commitment for microneedling that needs to, your skin has to be in a certain state, certain condition before we can do it properly. Some places will just do it, you know. So really your skin, you know, needs to be healthy basically. Yeah, so sorry, the dog's driving. So yeah, with microneedling, you'd need a minimum of 5 sessions, you know, to see one. You'll see a little bit of, you know, a little bit of a kick, but if you can do 5 sessions, you will see enormous changes in the skin. It's phenomenal for people who have acne scarring, you know, which they've come through their acne and they've gotten over sort of the pustule, papule, nasty stage, and then of course, God love them, they're left with these scars. So microneedling would always be my number one go-to for an acne client, for somebody who has scarring. Also, it's phenomenal for hyperpigmentation, so like deeply rooted, pigmented, dark skin. You know, you can really get a great effect with the roller. So yeah, it's a brilliant, it really is a brilliant treatment.
Perfect. Okay. And I'm sure with something like needling, it's something that, I mean, again, you'd have a consultation, but it's something that you would probably have so many weeks between each session. It's not something you'd be doing, you know, 5 sessions every week, you know, 1 session a week, sorry, for 5 weeks. You'd have to space it out. But again, that would be on a consultation basis.
Yeah, sorry, I should have said that. Yeah, so again, yeah, we would take, you know, we'd go through all that in consultation. Also, there's aftercare as well with your microneedling, in the sense that when you do a microneedling package with us, we would give you a take-home kit. We would ask you to apply no actives. And SPF is just, obviously it's paramount anyway, but you have to be even more rigorous with your SPF when you're undergoing anything like that, because you are more susceptible to photo damage, so light, and you don't want to be going through microneedling, not applying your SPF properly and then ending up with pigmentation. That goes with chemical peels and laser as well. So yeah, there is a 2-week interval in between. Downtime microneedling, it depends on the skin and how strong your skin is. Like your skin is visibly, I actually have a video on my Instagram page, I had it done a while back, and your skin is visibly obviously red, there's blood coming out, you know, that calms down after about an hour, and your skin is sort of visibly red for about a day, but you know, the downtime isn't huge, you know.
Okay, all right. Okay, lots of, I'm sure your question's probably been answered there, person who typed that message in, but anyway, I say any more information you need, probably best to have a consultation with a you know, somebody in a salon like yourself, Sarah. Okay, another question here. What acids are best for exfoliating the skin?
Yeah, so acids are, like, again, there's loads of buzzwords around acids and stuff like that. So the rule of thumb really is, so glycolic and malic acid, you'll find them, like, they're obviously, they're found in cleansers and also in exfoliants. They're great for an oily skin. Lactic acid is brilliant for a dry skin. Again, you'll find them in cleansers or exfoliators. But you need to just be really careful with your acids. A lot of people are sort of really go to town with acids, and I sort of start to get my clients to pull away from them, because once they're on retinol, they don't need the acids, you know, and what can happen is they can over exfoliate their skin and cause their barrier to be impaired. And there's just no need for it, you know. Exfoliation is the key to good looking skin, but I suppose really with acids, you just have to be super careful and make sure that you're using the right ones for your skin type. And yeah, I used to be mad into them, but I've sort of realized over time that you can get better results with retinol or vitamin A rather than acids. Now they do have their place, and you know, you just have to make sure that you get the right acid for your skin type. Again, consultation, it's so hard for it's hard to sort of recommend things, and if you don't have the person sitting in front of you. We obviously use magnifying lamps. We have a look at the client's skin under the lamp, and it's all about controlled skincare. There's a lot of products out there that are so abrasive, a lot of acids that aren't created equal, and they're so abrasive on the skin. So just be super careful. Again, check your ingredients on the back. If it's not the first three, then there's not a lot of that in it. But yeah, just make sure that you are using the right acid for your skin. Don't overuse it, and don't ever use it near your eye area, because as I said, the skin around the eye is 25% thinner than the rest of the face, and you just don't want to aggravate that area. But yeah, acids are great if you're using the right one.
Okay. All right, and just a little bit of a note on that one then, Sarah. So if you are exfoliating the skin, let's just say while we are in this confinement phase and we're not able to get to the salon to have a consultation. So what, once a week is probably just enough at the moment to exfoliate if you're exfoliating with an acid, or twice a week? What would you recommend?
I would recommend once a week. Yeah, once a week is fine. You know, when we're in our early 20s, our skin, you know, it doesn't shed as much. So yeah, exfoliation obviously helps that process. But yeah, once a week is definitely enough. But it just depends on which exfoliator you're using. Like acids, I would always say only once a week because they are so strong. But if you're using a physical exfoliator, like, so say like something that you're actually physically rubbing into your skin, like with rice grains, like a scrub, I tend to tell people to stay away from them because they are so abrasive, and people can generally just like scrub their face too much. So just be careful what exfoliator you're using. But yeah, once a week is definitely enough.
Yeah, okay. I have another question in here. So what eye cream would you recommend?
What eye cream would I recommend? So yeah, really there's lots of different factors that come into this. Again, would really be on consultation. I would take so many factors into prescribing a product for a client. So cost would be, you know, I'd have a chat to them what their sort of budget is, and what, you know, we'd be looking at what age they would be, have they got any allergies to any certain ingredients. So eye creams that I love. Okay, so I would use the MAC stem cell eye cream from Image. It's an anti-aging one, and yeah, it's super hydrating, and it's great just to kind of minimize your fine lines. Then if you're in your 20s, I'd be looking at a vitamin C. Vitamin C is just so good when you're in your early 20s. It's a really good eye cream to be using, and it's a little bit cheaper as well, because you don't need to be going to the big guns when you're in your 20s. Whereas when you start kind of, you know, reaching your 30s and everything starts to break down, I would be just using you know, more anti-aging products. So some of my favorite eye creams would be the MAC stem cell eye cream from Image, that's available online, and also Vital C eye cream from Image as well is brilliant.
Okay, and with regards to your eye cream, with most eye creams, do you just use them at night? Does it depend on the product? Because I use the Image as well, the same as yourself, and it says just at night, but are others eye creams used, you know, morning and evening, or is it just a product?
Yeah, so good question. Some of them are particularly for night and day, but basic sort of rule of thumb is that you can use them both night and day. But that one that I know you're using, Edel, I use that as well. It's really only for the nighttime because it is quite strong. I would use a vitamin C one during the day because I get dark circles. And vitamin C is great for brightening. So, you know, I don't tend to be telling clients, look, you need 2 eye creams, because, you know, like, I just like using 2 eye creams because I'm obsessed with skincare. So it just really depends on where you're at. Some eye creams have a little bit of SPF built into them as well, so obviously they would only be used during the day. So yeah, rule of thumb, if you're using an anti-aging one, you know, you can just use that at night. And then if you want to be super motivated, and you know, you can get another one for the day, but it's okay if you use them both day and night. There's no real sort of issue with that as such. Just the only thing to be sort of mindful of is, you know, a decent eye cream should last you around 5 months. You should really just use your ring finger, because we put less pressure on our eye area when we're using our ring finger. Just dab it in from here to here, and then residue off, like slightly residue, but just don't ever drag your eye area, just pat it, because it's just so thin. Your skin eye area is just super thin, and it just thins out as we get older. So it's important to be delicate around those areas.
Okay, right. Very good advice. I do find that myself. I'm aging, certainly even under my eyebrows, the skin there is so thin. The wrinkles are very predominant there at the minute. Okay.
Yeah, and it's the first place to show when you're tired, obviously. So if you can keep your eye area hydrated, you know, it can tell lies that you've had 8 hours sleep when you haven't.
Okay, we think of that one. Okay, I think we've all our questions. There was one there from Sean to everyone. I always knew Scott wore makeup. There you are, Sarah.
Oh, Sean.
No, we did about Sean. I think Sean's one as well. But anyway, we'll leave him off this one. Okay.
Sean, you're jumped from this talk. Thank you.
That's all the questions into the bar. If anybody has anything else that they'd like to ask Sarah before we go, I'm aware that we're gone over an hour, Sarah. Thank you very much for your time. You're really, really good. And we can see the great interest here we've had in skin and beauty and all that. So if anybody else has anything else they'd like to ask just before we go, we'll hold off for a few minutes and let you type in. But it sounds like we've probably everything covered. Just before we go, Sarah, like if anybody wants any products, I'm aware obviously the salon is closed, but can you do online sales or anything like that? So if anybody wants the products, can they contact you and you can, or how are you operating at the moment?
Yeah, so yeah, obviously we're closed. We do have an online shop for just skincare and also just the rescue oil, and we're working on everything else. But yeah, basically we have you can go to our website, glowbeauty.ie. We also have an app that you can download for free. If you know, I'd say we're active, myself and Megan. We're quite active on Facebook and Instagram. You know, we have a link you can click on and you see that because it's to Renaissance Products, which is situated in Howth. Because we're just too small to have, obviously we didn't foresee all of this. It's something that I'm working on actually behind the scenes, trying to get an online shop set up for us future. So it's an affiliated link, and you can order online from them. So yeah, you'll see the links there.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Sarah. It's great. We're just starting to lose you again now. Tell me your bandwidth is low. So, I mean, I think we've done well. We've got over an hour out of you and we didn't lose it yet. So we're doing
Oh,
well.
I know. My internet is so bad.
Yeah, well, I think, I was saying to you earlier, I think everybody seems to be suffering at the moment because I think everybody's online. We're all at home. Everybody's online. So, but we've done well.
Yeah.
Anything else, guys? Are we all okay? If you want to just give me the thumbs up, I'll go through the screen and you're okay, Deirdre, Grania. Yeah, good. Aisling, good stuff. Tracy, Grania, Catherine, Aoife, great stuff. Brilliant, you're all okay and no more questions. Great, okay. Thank you very much. Sarah, I just want to say again, thank you very much for giving us your time this morning. It certainly was a long session. We've been on since about 9:45 this morning. So we've done about an hour and 20 minutes. But thank you very much. Really, really valuable information. If anybody wants to get in touch, obviously, and order some products, get onto Glow Beauty, as Sarah said, and you can take it from there. But look, I thank you very much. Do you want to have the last word before we go, Sarah? You deserve it.
Yeah, like, look, thanks for having me on. It's you know, I love chatting about all this stuff. I'm definitely not an expert, but I know a bit. And if anybody wants to get in touch, they can message me. I have all the time in the world at the minute. Well, when I say that, I have a little toddler who runs around who could actually run in any minute. So, but yeah, people can message me. Like, I'm always happy to help, and I have huge interest in skin. So, you know, it's also learning for me, and new things are evolving all the time. So yeah, if anybody has any questions, feel free to send me a message on Facebook or Instagram. And just thanks, Edel and Sean, for having me on.
Not at all. It's been great. It's been our pleasure. So thank you very much. So thank you, Sarah, and thanks everybody for tuning in. If you've missed anything of this, I mean, I know at some point And we lost Sarah a little bit every now and again. The bandwidth was a little bit low, but you get it back on replay. Not that the not that the recording will be any better, but the information that you mightn't have just. There was a lot of information, as I say, and it's kind of hard to take it all in, so you get it on replay for again. So enjoy the day, guys, and I'm going to go out there and give myself a nice foot soak. I'm going to sit out the bath with my almond and my sugar and give myself a good foot scrub. So thank you for that, Sarah.
No problem. Thanks, guys.
Thanks a million. Thank you very much for tuning in.